What's up, everybody? Week 16 NFL Power Rankings are here, and the top 10 just got shaken like a snow globe. The Patriots finally took a gut-check loss with the division on the line. A major injury could change everything for Green Bay. And we've got a monster Thursday night test that might answer the question we've all been arguing about. Who's actually the best team in football right now? If you like NFL rankings that don't just list teams, but explain what's happening underneath the hood, hit like, subscribe, and let's jump in. This is the time of year where power rankings stop being about potential and start being about proof. December football exposes your depth, your coaching, your quarterback consistency, and most brutally, your injury luck. And this week, the headline is simple. The top of the league is crowded, but the margins are thin. One bad Thursday night, one bad turnover game, one more key injury, and the entire top 10 can flip. All right, here we go, from 10 all the way up to number 1. At number 10, the Chicago Bears. And I want to start with something that doesn't get enough love. Offensive line stability. Guard Joe Thuney has been quietly ridiculous. He got Offensive Player of the Year votes last year in Kansas City, and now in Chicago, he's allowed one hit on Caleb Williams in nearly 900 snaps. That's not a typo. One hit. When your young quarterback can play from clean pockets, everything gets easier. Play calling opens up, confidence climbs, and the whole offense stops living snap to snap in survival mode. The Bears aren't perfect, but they're trending like a team no one wants to see in January. Number 9, the San Francisco 49ers, aka the team everyone forgets about until they're suddenly standing in your way. With so much attention on the Rams and Seahawks, it's easy to overlook the Niners lurking in the background. But the scary part is, they're the type of team that can absolutely steal the NFC's number 1 seed if a couple results break their way. They're built for playoff football, physical, adaptable, and comfortable winning ugly. If you're a fan of one of the other NFC contenders, you don't want to see San Francisco catch fire at the wrong time. Number 8, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yes, we're going to talk Trevor Lawrence. Everybody expected him to be generational. And then, for stretches, it felt like we were still waiting for the oh wow moment to arrive consistently. Well, Sunday was a reminder. This is what makes Jacksonville dangerous. If Lawrence is playing with confidence and rhythm, they can beat anyone because the offense stops being theoretical and starts being explosive. The Jags aren't just hanging around. They're a real problem if Trevor's heater continues. At number 7, the Green Bay Packers. But this ranking comes with a massive question mark because of one brutal piece of news. Micah Parsons, ACL tear. And yes, I know, that name makes you do a double take with Green Bay. But regardless, the point stands. Losing a defensive wrecking ball this late in the season can hit you in 2 places. First, the obvious, production, pressures, sacks, game-changing plays. But second, the psychological side. The defense loses its heartbeat, and suddenly everyone has to do more. If you're Green Bay, this is where coaching and depth get tested immediately. Number 6, the New England Patriots, down from number 2 after that loss to Buffalo, and honestly, it makes sense. That was a division crown on the line type of game, and New England looked like what they are, a young, inexperienced team that's still learning what high-pressure NFL football demands. Here's the stat that says it all. They've only beaten one opponent all season that currently has a winning record. And it was the Bills, which is kind of hilarious and kind of concerning at the same time. The Patriots are talented, but this week reminded everyone that being good in November is not the same as being ready in January. At number 5, the Buffalo Bills, and their win over New England did more than just hurt the Patriots. It kept Buffalo's AFC East hopes alive. But the bigger twist might be what happened elsewhere. Kansas City losing could remove a massive obstacle from Buffalo's path to Super Bowl 60. Now, the Bills still have to handle business. But it's one of those weeks where you look up and realize the bracket might be opening up, and Buffalo might be the team most capable of taking advantage, if they stay consistent. Number 4, the Houston Texans. And I'm going to use the same phrase that keeps coming up this week. Will the real C.J. Stroud please stand up? Because if what we saw against Arizona is the real version, the calm, confident, surgical version, then Houston is not just a nice story. They're a legitimate Super Bowl threat. The Texans at their best don't just win. They force you to defend the entire field, and they punish mistakes fast. The only thing separating them from the very top is consistency week to week, because the league's elite don't give you off Sundays. At number 3, the Denver Broncos. And yes, we're doing it again. Will the real Bo Nix please stand up? Because if the guy we saw against Green Bay is the real Bo Nix, decisive, aggressive, in command, then Denver becomes terrifying. That's the version that makes you believe the Broncos can actually go on a playoff run and win heavyweight games. Denver's ceiling depends on quarterback reality. If it's the confident version, they can beat anyone. If it's the shaky version, they can get bounced fast. But right now, the arrow is pointing up. Number 2, the Seattle Seahawks. And I love this because Seattle is winning the opposite way from most hype teams. It's defense. They've surrendered just 1 touchdown over the past 12 quarters. That's 3 full games worth of football, where opponents basically can't finish drives. That's not good defense, that's we are ruining your entire game plan defense. And now we get the big measuring stick, Thursday night against the Rams. If the Seahawks defense can control that Rams offense, it's going to be hard to argue. Seattle isn't the top team heading into the final stretch. At number 1, the Los Angeles Rams. And the case is simple. Their offense can take over games. They've scored at least 34 points in 6 of their past 8 games. That's not a hot streak. That's a team that knows exactly who it is and can hit you with knockout blows. But this week is everything. Thursday night in Seattle, number 1 versus number 2. Offense that overwhelms versus defense that suffocates. If the Rams walk into that stadium and put up another 30+, they're the best team in football, period. But if Seattle drags them into a lower-scoring street fight and wins, we might have a new number 1 next week. Before we wrap, a few quick hits outside the top 10 because there are some fun storylines. The Chargers at 11. Jim Harbaugh has done the second-year Super Bowl thing before, but replicating that with the Bolts? That's a tough ask, even if the trajectory is exciting. The Eagles at 12 snapped 2 streaks in one day. A.J. Brown's 100-yard run ended, and Philly's 3-game losing streak ended. Which one matters more? Probably the losing streak. The Lions at 13, still a team you don't want to play, even if the ranking dipped. They've got that dangerous when counted out vibe. Steelers at 14, if they win the AFC North, you know they'll be begging to host that Monday night wildcard game. Ravens at 15, winning 24-0 while barely having the ball for 21 minutes is hilarious and terrifying. That's peak, we can win a playoff game without needing perfect conditions. And the Buccaneers at 16, getting Mike Evans back matters, and yes, Baker being Baker means they're absolutely capable of stumbling into a division title and making everyone miserable in the postseason. So that's your Week 16 power rankings, and it really comes down to this. Thursday night might decide the top spot. The Patriots just got reality checked. And injuries are starting to determine who survives the final stretch. Drop your top 5 in the comments, and tell me who you think is the most overrated team in this list. If you want my upset picks and playoff scenario breakdown next, say so, and I'll make that video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.